Hi, this is Lily. I'm here to share with you my testimony from last week when I supported the House Bill 544 in New Hampshire. Because I did not have enough time to go over my written testimony, so I wanted to share with you today. Plus, I want to add some pictures so you can make that connections when you listen to my stories. So here it is. Dear Chair and committee members, my name is Lily Tang Williams. I live in Weare. I'm here as a private citizen to strongly support this bill. I fled Communist China in 1988 for America because I believe this country would protect each citizen's constitutional rights based on founders' principle. We held this truth to be self-evident. All men are created equal. I was assistant professor in Shanghai Law School before I came here. Without much English, I landed in Austin, Texas. I did not have much money either, but I met, actually, my husband the first night in Austin, Texas. So I'm the first one in my very white neighborhood in Texas from mainland China. Also the first one in my graduate school in UT Austin. But everybody was so warm and welcoming and compassionate. My neighbors and colleagues in graduate school were donating household items, clothing, blankets to me because I did not have much money. I only got $100 borrowed before I came here. And my classmates would help me with my poor English to lend me the notes and help me with school project. Later, of course, I married the man I met the first night when I was in graduate school. John's entire family embraced me with open arms without reservation. Of course, we continued to study, and I graduated from UT Austin School of Social Work with a master's degree in 1991. And then we raised 3 wonderful children and lived in Colorado for 20 years. I want to be honest with you. In my entire 32 years living in America, I have never experienced discrimination due to my skin color or background, except for one minor road rage verbal insult in Colorado. Still, I'm living American dream today. I love this country. I strongly reject critical race theory because it is based on this belief that all white men, 60% of US population, all white people, 97% of New Hampshire population are inherently racist. I know about the history of slavery in this country as well as discrimination against the Japanese and Chinese Americans. And I know about Dr. King's speech. I love that speech. I have a dream. I have a dream. I understand there are still individual cases of racism and police brutality. But America, one of the most diverse countries in the world, has progressed greatly since the civil rights movement. Many people of color were elected into public offices, running corporations, running their own business, nonprofit organizations. America today is not a systemic racist country. America is still a shining city on the hill for millions and millions of immigrants to come here to better their lives. And some have come like me to achieve their American dream. Critical race theory is based on skin color and the race. That's simple. It creates hatred, division, and guilt in our country. It is a tool to be used by the radical left to divide and conquer. I grew up during the Mao's reign and experienced his 10 years Cultural Revolution. Let me tell you, this racist theory is nothing more than similar tactic to separate citizens into oppressed group and oppressors groups. And it is something I have heard before in China. Mao used to destroy the 4 oaths: old culture, old habits, old ideas and customs, campaign to silence dissident citizens, destroying the institutions of our society, purge his political enemies, and gain absolute control over China. His regime used identity politics to divide people into 10 classes, 5 red and 5 black. You will see the details in my written testimony about those 10 classes. He urged the Red Guards, young people who worshipped him, to publicly shame and publicly denounce those black classes by raising their fists, make them to confess and denounce themselves, or they would get beat up and sent to re-education camps to do hard labor. Per the former CCP leader Ye Jianying, 20 million people died during the 10 years Cultural Revolution due to those murderous policies. I wanted to warn you, my fellow citizens, please do not allow the Cultural Revolution to happen here. I do not come here to experience that again. Do not teach and train our young people to becoming Red Guards. I was one of them. In the name of anti-racism and social justice, we have lots of common ground to work together, have conversations about what is best for our country and what is the best way to reduce racism in this country. But critical race theory is not the answer. CRT is a tool used by Marxists and communists to divide us and destroy our country. That will be also used to take away our rights, our individual liberties. It will divide our country further. I urge you all, please to support this bill, and please to stop the rise of this new form of racism in this country. Thank you. Best regards, Lily Tang Williams.